Well, it's time for the 4 New York Giants Health and Fitness Expo. Leading up to this weekend's big event, we're introducing you to some of the great folks who will join us over at MetLife Stadium. Now, hearing loss is something many of us often relate to old age, but more and more we're seeing younger hearing loss patients, especially with our men and women returning home from combat. Joining us now is Andrea Boidman. She's the executive director of the Hearing Health Foundation and the publisher of Hearing Health magazine. Now, Andrea, let's start with hiring our heroes, because they're also going to be at the Expo this weekend. Obviously, you have the explosions in combat lead to hearing loss, but 60%?
Yes.
60% have been affected.
Absolutely. It's surprising because most people assume post-traumatic stress disorder is the #1 war wound, but in fact, it's tinnitus and hearing loss. And more men and women are coming home with this ringing in their ears or with hearing loss that's directly related to their service.
Now, I know you're not a doctor, but are there things that they can do to lessen the hearing loss, or not yet?
It's really hard. Earplugs obviously are something that can lessen the hearing loss, but in combat there's a lot of mixed feelings about whether using hearing protection like earplugs are going to prevent you from being able to hear really important directions. So there are teams of researchers that are working on potential protection that people in combat would be able to use, but right now, no.
Not yet. Now, we were talking earlier that you guys, they're getting closer to a cure. It's a little ways off, but they're getting closer.
Yes, absolutely. So there's 50 million Americans who have a hearing loss. That's 1 in 5. And what our organization is doing, Hearing Health Foundation, is actually working on a regenerative cure for hearing loss. So we've organized a consortium of some of the best researchers in the country, and they're working together on ways to actually regenerate the cells in your ear that enable you to perceive sound, and that would hopefully one day soon be an alternative to hearing aids and cochlear implants.
Now, that research I was reading actually works already in chickens?
Yeah, so
the regeneration in the ear cell, right?
Yes, so chickens and actually most birds, fish, almost all animals except for mammals can spontaneously recover their hearing. So if you were a chicken and you lost your hearing, it would just come back. So now our researchers are working collaboratively on translating what we know about chickens and fish and figuring out how do we enable humans to regenerate their hair cells.
Boy, that would be pretty cool. Regenerate the hair cells would be even better. New York City. Lots of noise going on.
It's a really noisy place.
Folks in New York, a lot of hear loss, hear loss.
Hair loss and hear loss.
A lot of hearing loss in the New York area.
Yeah, so New York City is a really loud place. In fact, there was a study that came out a couple of years ago that 98% of our public spaces are louder than what would be safe. And just everyday sounds that New Yorkers experience, an ambulance going down the street, that's about 120 decibels. Jackhammers, that's about 110 decibels. And what we know is safe, probably about 1 minute at over 110 decibels. After that amount of time, at repeated exposure, you're putting yourself at risk for hearing loss. Now,
you guys are going to be at the Health Expo Saturday, Sunday. What are you going to be doing there?
So we're going to be giving out information about what our organization is doing to help cure hearing loss. You can find information on our website, hhf.org. And our goal really is to let people know that there is a cure on the horizon, that there's work that we're doing. Most people don't realize how close we are to a cure. We're hoping within the next 10 years we will be at clinical trials.
Andrea Boidman, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you on Saturday and Sunday. I will be there.
Good. We will see you there.
Bruce Beck's going to be there. Chuck Scarborough, the whole crew.
We can't wait.
There. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Remember the 4 New York Giants Health and Fitness Expo this weekend, June 22nd and 23rd at MetLife Stadium. For more information, go to our website, NBCNewYork.com.